I told you once that kids have a way of saying the things adults try to hide. That morning, my daughter and son walked into the kitchen like they were carrying something too heavy for their small shoulders. They sat on the floor and would only tell me when I asked them to promise they wouldn't be punished for saying the truth. The truth came out in trembling sentences. Their mother's new boyfriend had been taking pictures of them. Not in the silly, family way that made them laugh, but in a way that made them uncomfortable. That felt wrong. He told them it was a secret and given them candy when they did what he asked. When they said no, he punished them. My daughter had cried when she went to her mother. Her mother told her to stop making trouble, that she must be jealous, inventing stories to ruin a grown woman's happiness. Something in me split the moment their words finished. I called the police, feeling the cold logic of someone trying to do everything right. The deputy who answered the house call was the boyfriend's relative. He smiled like a man who had already decided which side he belonged to and told me to let go. Let it go. The word sounded like a slap. I did what any parent would do when the adults failed. I kept my children away from harm. I drove them to my parents' house and sat in the car, with my hands pressed into the steering wheel until my knuckles ached. I thought of how many times I'd trusted people and lost. I thought of my daughter's silent tear tracks in my son's face when he swallowed the rest of what he felt. I went back to the house not to shout, not to bargain, but to find proof. I had friends at a bar. Men whose lives had been a little rougher than mine, but who still had one stubborn kindness. They hated men who hurt children. They agreed to come with me. The plan was ugly but simple. We would go in, look for whatever evidence existed, and stop the man from doing it again. When we found him, he was the ordinary shape of most predators, nothing dramatic. No movie villain swagger. And when he realized we had come for him, he tried to deny it. He tried to say anything to make it small, but in a corner of his room, beneath a pile of junk, there were files and a tablet and a sack of printed photos. The sight of those things felt like salt on an open wound. What followed wasn't something I'm proud of. Anger is a heat that consumes reasoning in a single breath. I hit him, hard enough to make him stop moving. And the three of us took the devices away. We didn't mutilate or torture. We simply did what had to be done in those minutes. We secured the photographs, slashed the hard drive, and gathered the evidence that would prove what the children had said. Standing over the wreckage of his devices, I realized I had a choice. I could keep what we'd done to myself and hope my children wouldn't be put back into danger, or I could try to drag an institution that had already turned away from us to do its job.